What is going on, guys? This is a Kai Beam Podcast, episode 20. I'm here with my co-hosts, Gamdo and Illusive. You already know what it is, Kai Beam.
What's
Are
up?
back for another one. So, quite a few different topics. I am just going to start off with this small thing right here. I don't know if you guys saw it when I sent it to you, but Bernie Mac's daughter wants Mark Phillips from RDC to play her dad in a biopic, and I think that would be fucking awesome. That would be super huge for RDC, I think, if that actually happened, because they're already kind of, they've been on the map for a while, but that's like next level. Like, because I know they've always talked about, Mark specifically, he's always talked about doing movies and shit like that, and I think that would be an awesome opportunity for him. I hope he gets it. I hope it happens.
She said that she wanted two different actors, but Mark was like one of them.
Yeah, she wanted Aldous Hodge or Mark Phillips. So I
don't know who that other guy is.
I don't know either.
Oh, the other guy, he's been in a lot of.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, he does look familiar.
I would have had the guy who plays King Schuler, the one. I'm not sure if you guys know who that is. He's a comedian. Hang on, let me see. He actually, at some point, sounds like. It kind of sounds like Bernie Mac sometimes. He would have been a good choice for me.
Gotcha.
But like Mark Phillips definitely does look like a younger Bernie Mac. Now that I take a look at him, because I don't know how far they'll go with it.
It's uncanny.
I know, but how is this acting chops though? Is he?
Well, I mean, they do pretty good. They do pretty good
skits
with their skits and stuff.
I don't know. It's what they're doing, like just those skits and stuff, and another than like actually playing a specific character in a movie or biopic.
Well, I mean, if you think about like how they do like certain characters, I just think I think the entirety of RDC has a really good. They do a really good job portraying different people, because they got like video game house and anime house and stuff like that. I mean, it's not 100% like accuracy or anything like that as far as recreating their voice, but I mean, I think at least Mark Phillips does a really good job.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends, because with biopics, it's a little touchy. I think as long as they do it better than that Aaliyah one, is I'm not sure if anyone remembers. Like, do you remember that? Do you remember that Aaliyah?
I remember seeing trailers. I never watched it. Yeah.
The Aaliyah one was something that no one really wanted, especially like on her family side, because just the whole thing was just terrible. It was never going to work, because the family didn't want them to use any of her music, so they recreated it, and that right there is as well as you thought it was going to be. So
yeah,
I can't even find it. Oh well, it's not important. But.
Oh yeah, the other actor, he's been in a lot of stuff, and like one of the movie that he's been in that is pretty like recent, that won a lot of awards, is that One Night in Miami movie.
Right.
What's her name? Directed. Keep forgetting that chick name. The one who was in Watchmen and who,
the HBO one or the old one?
HBO one.
Oh, okay.
The main character for the Watchmen, the black chick. I keep forgetting her name.
Regina?
No, not Gina. What's that?
Isn't I thought it was.
Oh,
Regina.
Regina. Yeah, Regina. Regina Jones.
Yeah.
I mean Regina Kane, not Regina Jones. Regina Kane.
Yeah, I was like, you thought I said Gina. I said Regina, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Gina. But yeah, Regina King. Yeah, she directed that movie, One Night in Miami, and it won a bunch of awards and shit. And that guy was in it, and he did a pretty good, stellar job in that movie. So, and he played like James Brown in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I mean, I just think honestly, you have to have.
He's been in a lot of great movies too. So like he's been in What Man Wants, Leverage. That was a long running TV series on TNT. And he was in also that movie, The Invisible Man. Did you guys forget? Tim, you watched that movie too, didn't you? He was the cops in The Invisible Man. Remember?
Oh, he was?
He was
Oh
the
shit!
black. He was
I
the
might have
black,
to.
black
I might have to rewatch
officer
that. No,
in the
I
Invisible Man.
I just think that so long as he's funny, because like if he can actually capture the essence of Bernie Mac, then it'd be cool. But if he can't, and if he's not naturally funny, because you're also gonna have to like be able to portray that, right? Because you can't just recite lines, recite a joke, and then the delivery is off.
Right. That's why I think just watching the mannerisms, that's what makes it so funny for me when I'm watching RDC. I think Mark is really good at mannerisms and tics. Like that's what makes it so funny is his facial expressions, the way he moves his body and shit during some of those skits. Like one skit that I always go back and watch is, I don't know if you guys saw it, but when it's like when an anime villain uses poison, that shit is hilarious, bro. He's just like, bro, do you know what you're talking about? I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't, but as long as I win, it doesn't matter. It's like, okay.
Oh, god damn.
Oh, I hear that train in the background. Choo choo, nigga. Yeah. That shit was loud. But yeah. I hope like you said, the best choice. I may be a little biased, but I hope Mark gets it. But like you said, best choice, whoever does the role.
I mean, I did see one thing where they're at Warner Brothers, so I'm not sure if that means that they actually got it. At the same time, though, too, I don't know. I don't know if like the daughter, unless the daughter has like
some sort of
executive
sway,
producer rights.
Yeah. Because
sometimes they won't do that. I mean, they didn't have J.D. Witherspoon actually be his dad's replacement in the Boondocks. I mean, I know it's completely different because he doesn't have executive producer position or anything like that. But hey, we don't know.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I remember that whole situation too with Boondocks. Fucking travesty that was, but
yeah.
Yep. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go off my list here. I'm not even gonna just go around. So I'll just talk about TV and movie stuff just because I don't really have that much. Loki episode 2 happened last week. Great episode. We got the reveal of female Loki or Lady Loki, whatever you want to call her. Apparently,
I actually found out what her real name was.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like, what is it, like Sylvia or something like that?
Sylvie Laufendaughter.
Right.
Laufendaughter.
So she basically is like, as far as I understand the videos I watched, she's like an amalgamation of like Lady Loki and like the second Enchantress, I believe. So like I guess they just kind of mix some characters together, but she's still Lady Loki basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool because like it's just with that episode, it's just funny to see how all like Loki may look different or have different powers or something, but all Lokis share the same trait with them being extremely arrogant because him and her are having this back and forth about who's gonna be the best Loki or whatever the fuck, and it's just like, bro, like you guys really are sitting here arguing about who's the better Loki, bruh. Like that just goes to show you who's like the fucking egos. But
it's funny because like that Loki or Sylvie doesn't actually even like to be referred as
Loki. Yeah, which is funny because she told him don't call her that, but it's like, what else is he supposed to call you? You are fucking Loki. Like,
I wonder if that's actually like his daughter. It makes me wonder if that's her daughter. Just because the fact that originally Hela was supposed to be Loki's daughter. That's how it is in the comics, but it ended up being her sister. So who knows? I'm not sure if you paid attention to any of like the timelines that she fucked up. But she went to Vormir. She fucked up Thanos' timeline, or his planet, because since she hides out in apocalypses, which I think that was really cool. That Loki figured that out.
Yeah, so it takes a Loki to understand a Loki.
Yeah, I mean, for me, because I watched it twice.
I did too. I
watched Avengers first because I just wanted to kind of get the context of how this Loki is, because if you look at this Loki from Avengers and you look at the Loki in the TV show, his character changes pretty drastically because at first I kind of like it's kind of confusing because the way that Loki behaves throughout the different movies is different. Like the version in Ragnarok, he's not timid, but he's not as eccentric as he was in Avengers or Thor 1.
Right. Yeah.
Because yeah, the other ones he just kind of like he still would want to fuck with you, but he's not like not what's the word for it? I just say eccentric.
Yeah, so like up in your face about it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but so far I'm really enjoying that show. I think the cast is great. They have great chemistry, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Because everyone's calling it at this point. We all know like whatever Lady Loki's doing is probably the right thing because the TVA, yeah, they're shady as fuck. You're following 3 niggas you've never even met, nor do you even know if they exist. And then not only that, you're so strict in how those rulings go. So it's like as soon as there's any deviation, yep, delete that timeline, delete. Like, it's just like okay, right.
I mean, they want to keep from another Secret Wars happening, which like I get that, but a lot of people, at least in the comments, are like, don't you think it's kind of weird that certain people don't know the existence of certain things? And someone had this idea that maybe the variants, their termination, are basically just a memory wipe, and they work at the TVA. Because they're like, yeah, don't you ever wonder why like Owen Wilson has a strange fascination for jet skis if he's never actually been alive, like outside of the TVA? Because that's all they know. That's all their existence. For their existence, that's all they know. It's just the TVA. But for some strange reason, they just have these certain fixations. Like Casey, for example, doesn't know what a fish is, but he knows what an Infinity Stone is.
Right.
So it makes you it does make you wonder, like, hey, like what is the TVA's like true intention? Because maybe it is like because they probably do reside in a pocket dimension, and Sylphie ended up bombing the timeline, creating the multiverse. Which I want everyone in the audience to just keep in mind next week's effects, because I'm not saying that it could happen, but if you start seeing a certain glitch that is very Spider-Verse-like, be aware that if that actually happens, the Spider-Man trailer might end up happening 2 days after that.
That would be sick, actually.
That is my hunch, because the fact that I have something else Spider-Man related, but since that creation of the multiverse technically happened, because that's pretty much what it was. It opened rift gates and exposed holes into the timeline when she did that.
Right.
If you start seeing shit that just kind of glitches out and it's like blue and red or something like that, hey, that might be an indication. And Marvel probably gonna be like, all right, release it, because Sony wants to release it. They've been wanting to release that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it was supposed to come out on the 10th. It just never happened. So I guess they're just, like you said, I would think they're waiting for something. And speaking of Spider-Man, actually, I wanted to bring up, I saw something about how they had asked William Dafoe, not directly, but like, they're like, yeah, you got any, upcoming movies that you're in? And of course he did the pause and was like, yeah, I filmed some things and there's certain ones that I have to wait because, I'll let them show off what's gonna happen. So obviously that means this nigga's Green Goblin, bro, and I'm excited. So that's awesome to get that kind of confirmation right there. Just a small, just a small. I mean, there's a chance. There's a small confirmation. Just small. I won't say it's 100%, but like 90. So I can't wait to see.
You just say 90?
Yeah, 90. 90
That's
10.
Not small.
90 10. 90 10. I'll just go with that. Okay.
I thought this man was speaking German for a bit. I thought he said 9. Yeah, I thought he said 9.
9. That's the title of this episode. 9.
No. I was about to say, damn, that's a large ass number, but I see what you mean. Well, speaking of Spider-Man, there is a teaser trailer that was released on the actual YouTube. You guys can click it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a Into the Spider-Verse little glitch that goes on. Basically, like the title glitches out, which I was looking at it, people on like Reddit, as much as I hate actually getting people's opinions on there, people are like, yeah, this is definitely Spider-Verse. They just don't want to put it out there. Some people are trying to make arguments that like Spider-Verse, which makes no sense. Spider-Verse is its own separate franchise, which no, it's not. That's the whole point of Into the Spider-Verse, is an amalgamation of the different franchises put into one.
Right.
So keep on the lookout for that. If it does end up happening, I'd be so happy, because people on Reddit, when I put that out there, people are like, please don't give me hope. Please don't. Because that's a good thing. That's what I would do if I was Marvel and I showed the ending where all these multiverses started to pop up. I would definitely release the Spider-Man trailer 2 days after that, because I feel like they always release trailers on Fridays.
Right. Yeah, and that would definitely coincide like with just the events of everything that happened, because Loki, that show is so important going forward, you know, like this is basically, we're seeing before our eyes everything being set up for this like multiversal shit that's going on. So that would make the most sense. That would be awesome, and I hope that is the case too. That'd be great.
I mean, it will be funny that after all the shit in Loki, they don't even like carry any of it over. That'll be hilarious.
Nah, they're leaning hard. They're leaning
everything
hard
is
on multiverse,
connected.
bro.
They literally connected like Doctor Strange 2, or at least tipped it off when they were talking about madness and stuff like that, which even Miss Minutes, they're saying that pay attention to her character because she has her own art too.
Right. Yeah, there's something else going on with her. The technology behind her whole like AI is really weird. Like she's able to like make like a sort of tangible holographic thing, and then like she can like jump into like technology. It's fucking wild. Like I was like, what?
I mean, that's just magic. That's just the way that like Loki and Scarlet Witch was set up, because before we just thought Scarlet Witch was listed as a telepath or telekinetic person, and next thing you know, they're like, yeah, actually no, you're just using your powers subconsciously. And even Asgard, actually, they're like, yeah, it's technology that's just so advanced, it looks like magic to y'all. Like, no, they know magic. Like, that's just how it is.
Right.
So.
And I wanted to bring up this quick thing that I saw regarding Loki, because, like, I swear, again, this goes back to, like, people just complain about nothing. You have these people that say that they think Loki, the reason they're not watching it or they don't like it is because they think it's woke. And I'm just like, when I'm
Wait,
just like,
what does that have to do with enjoying the content, though?
And it's dumb to say that, because how is this show woke in any way? Like, I just don't understand the
woke
logic.
About what though?
I don't know.
What is it being woke about?
Don't ask me. They're just like, yeah, you know, like, Marvel, they're just, I can, like, I remember seeing this one guy, like, everyone was roasting this nigga in the comments anyway, and I was actually laughing, because he's like, oh, I could definitely see, like, just wait until the next movie, like, watch, this is gonna happen with, like, Thor 4, like, watch, they're gonna do some, like, woke shit with Jane and all this. I was like, everyone's like, nigga, shut up, like, fuck off.
This is, like, in the comments section?
Yeah, like,
I think some people
Char-
are just salty about the Falcon becoming Captain America's thing, dude.
Some people really brought that up too, like, oh god, like they went so woke, how could they do that? It's like, all right, man, like shut up.
That's probably the best way they could have handled that.
Yeah, no, seriously,
they could have really mucked.
So what? They really wanted Bucky to be Captain America? That guy
apparently so.
That shit. He was a criminal. He's killed a whole bunch of people. He's not the ideal candidate for that shit.
Exactly.
So that wasn't even gonna work.
Exactly. And like you said, Bucky didn't even want to be Captain America.
He didn't want to be.
He didn't want to do that. He resigned it for Sam.
He doesn't stand in the public. Sam is the one who's always in the public eye. Bucky likes to like be the guy who's in the background and like supporting his friends.
Exactly.
People really just wanted what Marvel did in 2006 to be, because in 2006 they had the Civil War event where like Bucky was, after Cap was assassinated and apparently still alive, which makes no sense. Bucky became Captain America at some point, and Falcon was still Falcon. But they're not gonna do that. The second they brought Brie Larson in as Captain Marvel, and the way they had her design look, for a fact they were not gonna do what they did back in 2007. No, like to think that it's just idiotic. And so what? Like I don't know what people are talking about with Loki being Loki. Like
I
there's
don't
no
know, man.
social commentary going on at all. It's just
That's
a nigga
what I'm saying.
displaced in time and facing the consequences of that. Like
I
what?
think,
Because of the fact that he said he's gender fluid. He's a
yeah,
shapeshifter.
that's one of the fucking things that I think people are saying. I'm
Wait,
just like,
that's what people are complaining about.
I
like,
mean,
it's
they put a
just,
statement out where they're like Loki is gender fluid, which is stupid because it's like, why would you need to even say that?
The guy who shifts into
but they didn't really say it though. It
any
was kind of like on his
creature.
it was kind of like on his document. He like barely saw it. Like they were handing his papers like on like his profile, and you like saw his gender. It said gender fluid. They weren't in your face about it though. I don't
But
think.
even
Bro.
then, it's just like it's to be assumed.
Exactly.
Even in the
Yeah.
episodes, like Izzy, if you when you watch it, because I know you would just want to wait until like later on, but like as you watch it, there's a point where like Loki possesses other people, and like that's like one of the examples of him being gender fluid, which is like trying to
Uh,
say like he doesn't care who he takes over, so long as it just fits the bill. That's what he's gonna do.
Also,
Right.
I remember we had this entire discussion about another Netflix show called Sandman, where people kept getting pissed off that they cast uh, Death as a black person and Desire as a like a gender fluid character because apparently they just got this idea that made up fictional characters somehow cannot just be like, especially like the idea that Desire is like uh abstract abstract thing. So depending on a person desire is gonna be turned out to be a gender fluid character, right?
Right.
But like people got pissed off about them casting a non-binary person as desire for some reason. I'm like, why? That's like the perfect idea for that shit anyway, because desire is like a character who's in a fictional verse where like whatever a person desires, what she or he is going to appear as, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I swear, people are just like idiotically stupid, and they
They
got
are.
mad that they cast Death as a black person because apparently Death is a white pale person. I'm like, what does the hell does that even have to do with anything? Death is also abstract too. It's not a race or a person per se. It's just a character playing another character.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Who
find the
knows?
stupidest shit to, just criticize, man. Like, I don't get it. It's fucking.
So-
I never would have thought that though, because I was like looking to see if it was like maybe on Twitter, but it's just
I
like
mainly
everyone
saw it on
everyone literally
YouTube.
loves Loki. Like it's not something where like it's divided or anything like that. People really just like it because of the fact that like it's a character that everyone's just want more screen time from. So
Right. And Tom Hiddleston, he's such a good actor. He has,
I
like,
feel
you know-
bad for I don't know. I feel bad for Marvel actors because they have this sort of expectation. Because I remember I saw this one clip where like this chick came up to Tom Hiddleston to get an autograph, and she's like, "This is gonna be weird to say this, but Loki's the reason why I'm a stripper." And like
What?
I'm not sure what sort of
What?
reaction that she expected, but like the dude looks very uncomfortable, and he's just trying to put on like a brave face and stuff like that. And it's just like to do that is just really insensitive, and to just think, oh, okay, just because of the fact that I have this like sort of not fantasy, but I like this character and I like the actor so much, I could just say anything, so long as it means that this character is responsible for it. I would get embarrassment. I got secondhand embarrassment just watching the thing.
Yeah, that's what the
So-
fuck.
The shit happened with actually, or it's gonna be a whole thing, but like the last thing was like people were upset that like the guy Anthony Mackie was talking about how like Bucky and Sam are not going to be in a gay relationship because of the fact that they have this sexual tension that's not actually even there. It's just two like frenemies,
Bros, like, well,
like
yeah,
butting
frenemies.
heads with each other.
Yeah,
Like that's it.
I swear, I really don't understand how people just like don't like what goes into their brains that they misread situations. Not once did I pick up that, oh yeah, these guys are definitely like gonna hit it off. Like, no. They're frenemies, and by the end of the show, they came together. They're partners now. They're cool. They're rock solid. They support each other. They're bros. Like, not once I think, oh yeah, they're about to be in a gay relationship. Like, I don't know where that just seems so left field, but you know, it's like, okay.
Who knows, honestly, but Loki's. You know, so you want to just stick with the MCU stuff.
Yeah, we can do
and
that.
then just go from there, because an article came out about Scarlett Johansson as far as like why the Black Widow thing just kind of took too long, because it is really sucky that they decided to make a Black Widow movie 10 years later, even after she's dead. And yeah, actually watching the films back to back, I can see why, because you know they used Black Widow as a sex icon. Like
they did, and
like
it was
like
interesting.
An item.
It was interesting hearing her talk about it too, actually.
Yeah, because you know, if anyone's not familiar, like Scarlett Johansson was 25 when she first joined the MCU.
I did not know that.
She was young. She was like our age, and she at the time she didn't really see it as like a bad thing, because like literally every character reacted to her as if she was like a sexual item. And again, this is the one thing too with like Joss Whedon, because in Age of Ultron, there's a point where she's captured by Ultron, and for some reason like her zipper on her jacket is like zipped down lower, which just has all these sort of things going on in not a good way. So it really sucks, because you know, again, looking at these movies now, some characters look just different. Like, I'm glad Scarlett Johansson actually has more of an important role than just being like a piece of meat.
Exactly. And honestly, she was really great in Endgame too. She did a good job like acting. Like, you could just tell, like, you know, all the stuff that happened with the snap and stuff, like she was bringing her A game with that. She was just like a broken Black Widow. And apparently, you know, in this movie, like she was saying in that article, she's in this point, this is post Civil War, so Black Widow is going to be broken yet again because she doesn't have that kind of support around her. So she's out just off doing her own thing. So I think it's cool. I agree. I think as sucky as it is that it didn't happen sooner, I'm actually happy it didn't, because they probably would have treated her like a piece of meat in that film too. I'm glad it took this long to do it, and you know, they could tell like a better story because of it.
I just don't think they would have made any story at all, just because of the fact they would have been like, how can we make this sexy? And like, that would have been their prime focus, because if they would have made it right after Iron Man 2, it just would have been, it wouldn't have been good. That's one of the good things about like the Me Too movement, and that's what she talks about too, is like, I'm glad that, you know, women in the film industry actually have a better support system than they did back then. Because another example is like iCarly, because iCarly came back on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The girl who played as Sam, the reason why she never came back is because of the fact that iCarly literally fucked up her childhood, and it mentally ruined her, because of the fact that Dan Schneider is a asshole and a sexual abuser, which is really weird how he never went to jail or anything like that.
Yikes.
I mean, he's not active no more, but still, like, he's literally affected. Like, you guys should look. Like, there's a reason why Ariana Grande and Jeanette are not in acting like that no more.
And that's an issue.
They had her do some weird ass shit.
That's the issue with these fucking weirdos, man. You know, they have power, so they feel they can get away with anything and have people do anything for them without any consequence. Fuck people like that. That is disgusting, dude.
I mean, they really just took advantage of them because, like, they're kids and they didn't know any better. But
right, yeah, that's awful.
That's an example right there.
Awful.
But goodness gracious. Let's get into this next thing. So you guys didn't finish watching E3. You guys basically made your point, and honestly, I need to take this big inhale because this is about to be a lot. I really wish I didn't watch it. I had the lowest expectation I could possibly put, and it still made me disappointed. I I really wish Nintendo didn't do that thing where they did Nintendo Direct by itself, because everyone in this conference is fucking lazy. Every single one of them. Like, Xbox is the only saving grace about E3. Had they not been there, that thing would have been fucking terrible. You would have thought you thought they would announce another Dragon Ball Z game, but they didn't. In fact, Namco Bandai only showed one game for E3. Not gameplay. They talked about it. They sat down in a chair and just talked about it. And because when I was watching it, I was like, okay, where's the Bandai Namco thing? The stream was only 45 minutes. That's right. If we stop this podcast episode right now, I'm pretty sure we would have been way past this presentation for E3 for Bandai. So fuck that. And then also Take-Two chose the wrong time to talk about diversity and inclusion and all that stuff through a Zoom call for E3. Fuck them, fuck Bandai, and fuck me for having that sort of low-ass expectation and still get disappointed by it. This shit is fucking stupid. Like, I don't know why people choose the wrong things to do it. Like, who in the world is actually telling them these are good ideas?
Someone.
Because Starfield, they should have showed the behind-the-scenes trailer for Starfield, because no one cares about a cinematic trailer. We want to see proof that the job is actually being done. That
Right.
There's actually something out there. Because at first, I was like the rest of these guys, where I was like, yeah, Starfield's not on my mind. But now that I saw the behind the scenes, I feel a lot more confident that the game actually could do pretty good because of the stuff they showed. But all this other stuff, talking about diversity and inclusion and all that things, like, that's good, but not the right time for that at all. Like, you could have literally had made an entirely different event. Fucking hell.
Yeah, this is why, like, when did I really stop watching E3? I feel like it was
Probably
it
like 2018.
Yeah, I was just about to say 2018, because, like, I was just like, this shit is ass. Like, these, you could just tell they just don't care. They just it almost seems like some of them just haphazardly just put shit together last minute. Like, yeah, just fucking do this right here. It's like, well, what's the fucking point then? I'm just gonna wait until, like, someone else does, like, another show, like, you know, Sony Direct or whatever the fuck they do, or an Xbox does their own shit. I'll just wait for that and just watch that, or wait for some videos to come out and know what got announced. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, it's just garbage.
I mean, even E3 2018 that I'm looking at on the Wikipedia looked a lot better than what happened this one.
What?
'Cause maybe it was 2019.
What happened in 2018? Was it
2018? We had Battlefield 5, Star Wars Fallen Order, Battlefront 2. Then you had Microsoft. You had a lot. You had a lot of games. You had Dying Light 2, Just Cause 4, Gears 5. A lot more than what was shown this year. I mean,
that's crazy.
I realize that things just are starting to get back to normal because of COVID. Like, that's the one thing that I can just be like, okay, like, this is bad, but, you know, I understand that COVID really messed a lot of things up, but still, it's just the decisions that they've made so far, it's just not good.
Right.
It honestly kind of turned me away from gaming a little bit. Like, when I got done watching at E3, I was like, man, there is really no point of looking forward to games at all. Not until I saw these extra stuff that they showed after E3.
Yeah, I remember I think we had a conversation about that, me, you, and Illusive, like, off mic a while back, like, how just, and even then, even when you can get excited for games, I'll say this for me personally, you kind of have to take shit with a grain of salt now, because there's just so many opportunities where they try to show you they're a good company, they're doing the work or whatever, and then they release this fucking mess of a game at launch, and it's just like, you have to just take everything with a grain of salt. Like, granted, there are some companies that continually do put out good work. Like, I can say, you know, Santa Monica is one of those. Sucker Punch was one of those. But it just sucks. Like, for a lot of, like, especially new IPs and new games and stuff, it's like, okay, that looks cool, and I'm hoping it's gonna be good. But more often than not, it comes out and it's shit. But You know,
Yeah.
it sucks to think like that, but that's just the reality of it. I hope Starfield is good though, and I hope like Elder Scrolls is good. I hope genuinely that what's their name, Bethesda can come back, because for me personally, Fallout 76 left a really bad taste in my mouth, man. Like it was awful. That was such an awful game. Terrible.
I just don't. I'm just glad that Microsoft, because Microsoft's the reason why we got that Starfield trailer. Because if not, I don't think that they would have shown anything at all. They would have kept that stuff a secret.
I don't even think they should have showed that trailer to begin with.
I mean, I don't think so either. I think they should have showed.
When the gameplay is ready, that's when they should have showed something. I don't know why they did that anyway. Because
I just think they should have showed the behind the scenes, like I said, just because of the fact that at least if there wasn't gameplay, you got like a taste.
The development process and all that.
Yeah, because no one wants to see a trailer that's probably not even going to have the same amount of gameplay that's there.
Exactly.
I mean, because like, okay, Microsoft showed a Arcane game where, you know, these characters are fighting vampires and stuff like that. Who cares what exactly they're doing? Can you actually do it?
Right.
Because that's the thing that disappoints me, is like they're showing IPs and trying to get you excited, but they just think that a cinematic trailer is just gonna hook us in like that. When we've been let down, like Beam said time and time again, but they're just like, yeah, Fallout 76, you think you're gonna have NPCs? Nope, it's all gonna be tapes.
Yeah, dude, that shit, I'll tell you as like a day one player, like, not only was the story and all that shit terrible, but God, like, you could just tell it was just a bug-filled mess, man. Like, I literally played it for like 1 or 2 days with my buddy Tom, and yeah, I just told him, I was like, yeah, man, I'm not playing this shit again, bro. This shit is ass. Like, never again. Never again. So, yeah, like I said, I genuinely hope, like, the games we're interested in do well. Like, there's a couple of games I'm looking forward to. God of War 2 or God of War Ragnarok, whatever you want to call it. Horizon. Why am I forgetting the game we were just talking about? Starfield, Elder Scrolls. I hope those games are good, because I want some new games to play, you know? So, yeah. That would be great. Do we have any other gaming news? I don't think we do.
No, I mean, other than like games that I'm playing like right now, like at least for me, I just kind of got back to Dishonored just because I was really wanting them to make a Dishonored 3, because I don't know what's taking them so long for that game to come out. It's not the kind of game where it requires open world. It's never been. It's kind of a linear open world, if anything, but yeah, I basically just been playing that. All the other games have just been kind of disappointing. I just fell off of them.
Yeah, I've still been playing Persona, of course. Keep talking about that because it's a great game. If you haven't played it, you should try it if you're like into anime type shit. It's a JRPG. But also, I've actually started the Dragon Ball Kakarot DLC with the Trunks thing. That's one thing I will say. Like, for the Kakarot game, like, I do like it. It is fun, but I just wish they did more with that game. Like, especially like stuff regarding like Dragon Ball Super, because like, dude, we've played Dragon Ball games for fucking like decades now, man. Like, we've been over the story like 50 billion times, bruh. Like, we haven't had one game for like Super at all, and it's just
that's
like,
non-DLC.
Exactly,
mind you. Like, Xenoverse is probably Xenoverse 2 is probably the only thing, but that's not even faithful to the actual anime.
Exactly.
They just been like, yeah, this is a timeline where Goku like sharded or something in his sleep and he died. Like,
yeah. So I'm hoping that, I don't know, the next Dragon Ball game is just strictly a Super game or something. I don't know. Like, just recap that story so we could at least play that, because I'm just tired of doing Dragon Ball. Like, this game though specifically, I do like it because it kind of just mirrors the anime. It almost feels like you're watching the anime but you're actually playing it, because it's really flashy, but it's just, yeah. I'm tired of just playing Dragon Ball, man. It needs to be Super, or, you know, new shit. But I mean,
that's the one good thing about that though, is like, they at least, if anything, if it's not super, they give more context to the arcs that we've maybe not know very well. Like they actually, like I do like the Future Trunks arc where they're showing the transition between the Android Saga to the Majin Buu.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm looking forward to that actually. That and even in that though, whenever I think of that, I just immediately think of the Goku Black arc though, and I really wish they would have just done it like as a linear thing. Like, you know, you have the Trunks' beginning, you know, Gohan dies, he gets Super Saiyan, he takes care of the androids, he goes through the stuff with Deborah and Babidi, and then the Goku Black stuff happens. I don't see why you couldn't have done that, but whatever.
All right.
You know, it is what it is. But yeah, besides that, I haven't been really playing much. I mean, I play Apex here and there with Illusive sometimes, and yeah, I'm just waiting on the next big game. I guess the next one would be Horizon, probably. I think.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Jane Foster Thor concept art though?
No.
I like it. It's accurate. Let
me see.
I love it how Marvel is getting more and more accurate. Like, I don't know what people are bitching about Jane Foster. That's not woke at all. Her storyline actually makes sense as far as like why she's Thor and how she's gonna interact with the character. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Natalie
me too.
Portman,
After seeing that, she looks pretty dope.
yeah, Natalie Portman. I saw an interview where she was talking about the routine, and she was like, "I'm 40 years old, and a mother. I'm over here working out and stuff like that, and I don't know how Chris Hemsworth does this because that dude is fucking jacked,
dude.
Like
that nigga had like he is the biggest he has ever been. He is scary, bro.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I'm comparing both of them, Henry Cavill and both of them. I'm like, damn.
I
These
think Chris
guys-
Hemsworth is like on the Rock level. Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
for me,
definitely is.
I watch Hobbs and Shaw and Fast and Furious. Those movies are so fucking hilarious. I'll get into that, but the way they look, like physically, like The Rock and Chris Hemsworth, like they look evenly matched because, mind you, this is how the reason why Hugh Jackman got the way that he did. He got help from The Rock. Like The Rock was helping him with his workout regimens as far as like what to eat and stuff like that. Because I remember when I watched it, because I watched Fast and Fate of the Furious with my family, and I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I said, The Rock has to eat. This nigga has to eat 4,000 calories a day.
Fuck, man.
Which I'm not sure, like, if you guys know exactly what that means, but he essentially eats, like, what was it, like 8 to 10 meals a day?
That is fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's because the amount of energy he's burning, like having to keep that muscle and shit on, dude. So, like, of course he has to like consume that amount of stuff, but it's still crazy though.
It is.
Yeah,
Hang on, that's 4,000. Holy shit! It's 5,000 calories a day. That's the minimum. Yo, that's a lot. Like, okay, to put that into pounds, he has to eat 10 pounds of food a day. That's a lot of money.
Christ,
that's
man.
a lot of money.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to keep, cause like, dude, like I follow him on Instagram, dude, his workouts are fucking crazy, man. Like,
you get paid to work out, like that's what happens.
Like, he is fucking huge, and yeah, I agree. I think Chris Hemsworth is on that level because, yeah, when I saw his picture for like Thor 4, I was like, what the fuck? Like, his arms are huge as shit. I was like, nigga, like, god damn, you need this. You like, damn, you won, bro. You won. You don't even need to work out no more. Shit.
But that's the thing though. Once you get that jack, you gotta keep it up.
You gotta maintain it.
Your body start getting some weird saggy kind of thing going on for it. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that you gotta tone down so that this shit doesn't get heavy. Because let me tell you, it's just personally, like, if you've never been fat or had a lot of weight on you and you normally been skinny, that shit hits you like a bunch of bricks. Because for me personally, like I said, it's just, I used to not weigh that much, and now this is like the most I've ever weighed. Before, it was hurting my back. And I told myself, like, I got to make sure I eat a lot better, because if it gets worse than this, I'm fucking through. It's over for me.
Damn. Yeah.
But,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I guess I should go ahead and get into the movies.
Yeah.
Because I watched Batman: The Dark Knight, the old one with Frank Miller, based on the Frank Miller. Like that was good as I remembered. Hobbs and Shaw, I just watched it because I don't know. I really wanted to just watch something where I could turn my brain off. But there's so many things that I was just like, what? Like Fate of the Furious was so fucking funny just because of the fact that you have Vin Diesel dressed up like Mr. Clean, wearing all white with like a beige vest. Nigga crashed his car, and what do you think happens? He didn't get a scratch or a dust mark on any of them, any part of him. Car went like 30 feet in the air vertically into the water. I was like, bro, like
I told you those guys have
fuck?
superpowers. Didn't you know that?
Nigga, they are the Avengers. I'm waiting for them to do a crossover with the Transformers because you can't tell me even in the first 20 minutes this dude Vin Diesel hit the NOS, burnt his car up, and was like, oh shit, I can't see because of the fire. What am I gonna do? Turned that shit reverse and still won.
Yep.
I saw that. I said, what the
his car was still on fire.
I was like, holy shit, man. This man did some cartoon shit right here. That was unbelievable.
That is not made up. That actually happened.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did he do that? And there's just so many moments where like The Rock is taking rubber bullets, and he literally did the Wolverine thing where he just got shot in the chest. And he's just like, ah! And like charges at the cops. Let me tell you, you get hit with a rubber bullet, that shit hurts. That thing can fracture your skull if you get hit in the face with it. The Rock in this world right here literally pulled off a concrete bench that was attached to a wall in his cell and bench pressed that bitch. No, he curled it. That's even worse.
Yep.
I was like, how the fuck did they do this? The next one, I swear, I'm lit right now. I gotta see how they do Fast 9. I'm not watching it for the story. I have to see how the fuck. I have to see how in the fuck Vin Diesel somehow attached a piece of vine and ride his car like Tarzan does the forest and somehow not kill himself. That's it, because physically these niggas should all be dead. The Rock over here is having a shoving match with a tactical missile. I was like, what? Bruh, this shit made no sense to me. I was laughing the whole time. I was laughing. I was in disbelief. Hobbs and Shaw, like,
I enjoyed that one.
I liked it just because of the fact that it was just so dumb. Because it made me forget that it takes place in the Fast and the Furious universe. Just because of the fact that we know that Fast and the Furious is like a heist movie with layered over or underlayered with racing, but then they just say, hey, also we're gonna have cybernetics, nanotechnology, and then Idris Elba.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed Black Superman.
Like I'm the Black Superman. Like I can do it, and it blew my mind. Like Beam, the thing that really caught me by surprise was how The Rock jumped out of a 50-story building and didn't splat. Like somehow he was just hopping from one guy to another who they're trying to propel themselves down on rope, and he was just jumping, literally just jumping out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, and mind you, he was sliding down with the rope with his bare hands. So without burning the skin, the flesh off his bones, he was just doing that shit. I was like, this is wild. I was like, this is unbelievable. I want to watch the rest of the Fast and the Furious, like from 5. I want to watch the Fast and Furious 5 through 7 again, just so I can see. I really want to just watch Fast and Furious 9 in theaters, just because the shit just is ridiculous, bro. Like, have you guys seen the trailers for it?
I think I saw part of it or something.
Yeah, just to give you guys context, like the trailer itself, I don't even know how the fuck they're gonna say that John Cena looks like Dom Toretto.
That's not even the same race.
No, they're not. I don't know what the fuck Vin Diesel is ethnically, but he does not look like John Cena, because they're just like they're like Jacob is. Dom's brother. I'm like, I don't see it. That's cap.
And you know,
You
that's
said
what I
that's
kept
cap.
saying. That's what I keep saying, right? Because like in the original movie, Dom actually had a brother, and that man actually turned out like they actually killed him because he had like this ADHD and whatnot, and something happened to him, and he had to get killed. So I don't know why the hell they just keep bringing these random characters and talking about, yeah, this person is related to Dom for some reason. I'm like, what?
I have no idea, but it's just like the characters. I don't particularly care about any of the characters' story. Vin Diesel cracks me up because he's like half robot. If I had to be more accurate, he's like 1/4 a human being because of the fact that he's always just like family, like
Family first.
always talk about family.
Yeah, then he goes around murdering other people's family. I'm like,
We're
come
not
on,
even
bro.
talked to his brother for years. Like, not talking to his brother for about 20 years. It just don't make no sense.
And don't even mention that you actually do have another brother. Like, really, bro? Get out of here, man. He just adopts a whole bunch of random brothers, but you actually do have an actual blood brother, but you didn't even mention that to any of your so-called family.
Yeah.
Really?
Somehow Han's alive, even though he got burnt to a crisp by Jason Statham himself.
At this point, I'm just gonna just leave the Han conspiracy because, like, it's one of those shit that a person is, yeah, he's just in a time loop where he doesn't die anymore.
Yeah, he's like a
superheroes. I think he's the most strong with the most superpower in that shit.
Apparently he was working for Mr. Nobody the whole time. It's just like, okay, whatever. I mean, sure, you're like part T-100 or something like that. Maybe he has the same cybernetics as Idris Elba. We don't know, but it's like the way they're able to just bring these characters back just make like absolutely no sense to me at all. Like, I'm just watching it to where I can just turn my brain off. But I do actually want a Fast and the Furious like Optimus Prime thing because I want Vin Diesel to go to space to find out that Thanos is his dad, and then he fights Optimus Prime just because whatever. Like, what else could they do?
Cybertron. Yeah, I mean, that's the next place they could go, man.
Because, mind you,
how fucking Transformer vehicles and shit.
Yeah, because, mind you, there's still 2 more movies coming out after this. They still got Fast 10 and 11. I don't know how.
And
when the fuck is that gonna stop? Honestly.
They're going to space.
They're already going to space. No, this one they actually went to space, and the one that is going to be coming out this summer in July next month. They actually strap a freaking rocket to the back of a damn DeLorean, and they're about to fucking go to space with that shit.
Oh,
it makes no sense. I was like, wow.
And it's Tyrese and Ludacris, who's both of them who's in that vehicle. I'm like, yeah, let the black people do this stupid shit, don't they?
Yeah, you're just gonna hear Tyrese just screaming a lot. That's all.
No, that's what he's doing. That's what he's gonna do anyway. He loves doing that shit.
It's just, I might watch it again. I just love actually just being able to just sit down and just watch a movie that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yep. Just the dumb action because like the ridiculousness in that shit is just hilarious. But it's a fun action. That I'm not gonna lie. Like you want good action sequences. Like the directors are finally like nailed like the stunts and like action sequences in that. So I gotta give them props for that. They really do.
Despite the fact that Vin Diesel should be dead. Like, you know when he tackled John Cena?
Right, and fucking fell from that height.
Yeah, he somehow tackled him. I don't even know how he even calculated that. Like, apparently not only are you a paramilitary nigga, like, you're excellent at calculus and trigonometry. This shit don't make no sense to me. It's lunacy. It's pure lunacy. Man. But off the movies, like there's some anime stuff that's come out, at least manga. Like the Boruto chapter came out. I didn't really read the Boruto chapter, just because it was really a lot of exposition. But they're going full Astro. We're going Astro Boy on this thing because like I've never seen a show go from just ninja, something that's so grounded in spirituality. Now they're just talking about cyborgs now. They introduced this kid called Damon, and he essentially has maximized. He has like Sharingan times 1,000 to where not only does he reflect their abilities, whatever he sees and how bad they want to kill this kid, it goes back onto them 4 times fold.
What?
One guy, some samurai tried to cut this kid's head off, and he said, "No, you," and cut that shit like an apple. I was like, "Yo, what?"
Oh yeah. Plus that other chick that they introduced, who's pretty much have like a, I don't know what the hell to call it, where she can pretty much see everywhere at once. Like she's got like a, I don't know,
Yeah,
like
she could predict the future. Like she knows like what's gonna
what the
happen.
hell?
Like
Get
I
out
don't
of
know
here with that
how.
shit, bro.
I don't know how this is being done. But Dragon Ball Super, their chapter came out. I'm getting pretty annoyed with this sort of trope that they're going with, where like Goku fucks up. This one made a little bit more sense, but still, like Goku is the only person that has MUI so far, because we all know everyone's gonna get it at this point. At least if it's Dragon Ball Heroes, Trunks will probably get it. Probably turn that guy into a fish or something. Vegeta will probably get it in Dragon Ball Heroes. We don't know, but Goku has been told time and time again, don't drop your guard for shit.
Yeah, he keep doing it.
MUI is
Asshole.
ultimate defense, but you have to keep your guard up. You can't let, which they explained that the longer Goku is in perfect MUI, the accuracy decreases. Because before Goku used MUI with Super Saiyan Blue, and he never used it before, so it whooped his ass to a point where he had to teleport away and escape to go to Vegeta, and Vegeta was just like, "Nigga, you getting your ass whooped." And he was just like, "Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to go all out." And then Granola actually, what he did was he did Shadow Clone Jutsu essentially and split his power in half. But it was still, mind you, while he split his power in half, he was still stronger than Goku at Super Saiyan Blue. Like that was insane. That was like the insane part. And yeah, Vegeta pretty much let him know. He was like, "Yeah, no, I know who this guy is. Like the Cerealians are people who the Saiyans under Frieza's rule wiped out, and they're known for their sniping ability because they have the Byakugan or Sharingan or whatever sort of ability that gives them perfect eyesight." But Vegeta's gonna be the one to fight because Goku got a 1-inch punch to the chest.
Yep.
He's
He's
knocked
laying
the fuck
on
out.
bro.
Yeah,
He's doing the
laid out.
chatter. He's doing the chatter right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wonder if Vegeta can land any hits because he knows that spirit fission shit, right? So
He knows the spirit fission, but he also knows the Kai. It's kind of funny because the fact that Vegeta's mentally prepping himself and he's getting into the mind of destruction because, before Vegeta would be like, "Yeah, like I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna beat your ass." He kind of took the Goku route a little bit to where he's like trying to show mercy that he's changed, but in order to use the Hakai, he has to have the mentality of being a destroyer. So he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you."
So
I'm
he
gonna
can
make you go
like make like the Hakai like balls like of energy now.
Yeah, before it
Shit.
can only be like
That's sick.
a little dust mite, but now he can destroy like entire logs and stuff like that.
That is fucking sick, dude.
Which is it's pretty cool because the last panel basically showed like him getting ready to battle, and then like his God of Destruction ear started to glow, or at least it sparkled or whatever.
Oh, his aura.
That is aura, no, like because he has the God of Destruction earring to
Oh,
kind of symbolize that he's
okay.
Sakai.
Okay.
And when he got himself prepared, like that shit started to glow. Like they drew like a little shining like logo on his ear, kind of symbolize that. Like, yeah, he's that nigga. He's about to do that shit.
Oh, that is sick, bro. I can't wait for that to be in like anime form. But actually, speaking of that, they released a teaser that I sent to you guys, and it's also in the topics tier. About
Yeah, I saw it.
That shit looks great, man.
Yeah,
I'm so thankful for the Broly movie. Honestly. Because
there's some characters we've never seen before in that style.
Exactly. Like everyone looked great in that style.
I mean, the Trunks and Goten still look young. Which
I hate that.
Some people are saying they're like, yeah, I would honestly, it would make me feel 10 times better if they just say that Bulma and Chi-Chi secretly came together and wished for Goten and Trunks to stay as kids forever. That would solve the whole thing right there. I wouldn't even be mad at that. It would make a lot of sense. That would totally be in both of those guys' characters, or both Chi-Chi and Bulma's character. Just because of the fact that Gohan grew up a lot, and then Chi-Chi or Bulma's probably thinking about future Trunks, and she's just like, yeah, I don't want him to grow up. So I want them to stay young forever. I mean, it would definitely fuck up the time period where, GT happens, unless they said, I want them to slow down in their aging. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? But I love the style of this anime.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to come back.
Someone complained though. They're like, "Oh, these guys look too cartoony." Like, you know what the fuck you're watching? It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's a stupid fucking. I swear, again, this goes back to people complain about anything, man. That's
getting their way.
It's dumb, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the new movie, and I can't wait for Super to come back. Cause yeah, that was cool to see. Like, you got to see Gohan and everyone, and they all look like they're at some sort of party. I don't know if that's gonna be part of the anime or the movie, or I don't know if they just did that as like some sort of promotional thing.
I think that's just a promotional thing.
Yeah, no, it's just promotional, just because it's some sort of event that's happened. But I think if anything, it's an indicator that they are gonna stick with that style. Just because, honestly, like, if you guys seen, like, the reason why, like, at least for me, that Dragon Ball just looks so unpleasing to look at is because their color palette in the past is just so atrocious. It's so bad. Like, they look greasy as fuck. Like, they got dipped in some baby oil.
Yeah, it was especially bad in Super, man. Because, like, for some reason, the Z animation, that era, that animation was actually good. When it got to Super,
some parts of it, like, they got, like, towards the Cell and the Majin Buu, like, that was when it started to get more consistent.
Yeah.
But, like, they still had parts. I mean, even in the Cell Saga, it was still disgusting to look at.
I still prefer that animation over the Super one. I don't know what they were doing in Super, especially, like, when they were covering the movies in the beginning. Oh, God, man.
I think they rushed. That's what happened, because when you do scenes like that, the in between scenes of animation is very critical, just because of the fact that if you're trying to convey motion, you have to make it convincing. And they do have squash and stretch animations where basically, like, the dynamic parts where Goku's about to punch someone and his fist is bigger than his face. Right. They do that, like, that's really critical. But for episode 5 exactly, that's where, like, the animation just went to shit. Their in-betweens were awful. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And I get the animation is very time consuming, it's very hard. But they could have either just not did it or took more time off.
Exactly. Like, dude, it's Toei. Like, there's no reason that you can't take time and put more money and effort into a property like that.
I mean, like, money really doesn't determine the whole thing about better animation. It's just like it's just the
that's what I said. Time.
How lazy the producers are.
Yeah.
You guys remember they were doing that nonsense with One Piece when
I was just about to say that.
Dressrosa arc.
Dude, that shit was so apparent. You could just put Dragon Ball and One Piece side to side. I was like, what the fuck is going on here,
they were doing a stop animation shit with a One Piece anime, bro. Like, they would spend a good, like, 1-2 minutes on stop motion where, like, the characters are just standing in place and just moving their finger back and forth. I'm like, what the hell is this?
They had a lot of still shots.
Animation?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It was awful.
That's
bro.
That's honestly what anime gets away with a lot, is a lot of still frames. Which honestly, like, it kills a lot of time. It's the reason why, like, a lot of anime, like, if there is certain scenes where it's just nothing but dialogue, these niggas they barely move. They literally just stay there and their mouth will move, and that's not hard to animate. You can literally do a whole scene.
But that's the thing, though. They weren't like talking. They were fighting. That's how bad that shit was.
What?
Man. Yeah, that shit was awful.
Oh, like, my god.
Yo, you remember that Doflamingo versus Law fight, right? Where he was just standing there like doing that Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
thing.
Oh my god.
So
that shit
weird.
was. I remember you telling me about that. You're like, yeah, there's gonna be this really weirdly animated part, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I actually got to. I was like, what the fuck is
This man
this?
over here looking like fucking Spider-Man,
Yeah.
fucking having his legs spread out and just keep tossing webs and shit. Just
That shit
standing
was
there for,
weird
like,
as fuck. Like I was
a
just
good
like,
minute
what
doing
the
that shit
hell,
over and
bro?
over. It was just stupid.
I was
Hold up,
just
let me
like,
see if I can still find it.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just so bad when it's so apparent like that, man. Like please, for the love of Christ, just take your time, man.
That's why I like the Wano.
Shit.
That's why I like the Wano arc now because like they did it right, man. Like you
Yeah.
could tell they put a lot of animation and like I don't know if they changed the anime director or whatever, but whoever is the new anime director for that shit, like they put a lot of love in like the Wano arc because it's gorgeous.
The anime, the style is just very, because that's why I would say like the Shitani it really carried over to One Piece too, because they really like that. Because honestly, it makes it look like One Piece and Dragon Ball could cross over because it literally looks the same. Like the line work makes a huge difference.
It does.
Yeah.
That's the thing with One Piece though, because like it's like every arc. I don't know if every arc has a different
Style.
flavor of
Yeah.
animation because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they don't stick with one animation style when they get to an arc. Every arc has a different style because from the beginning of One Piece all the way till now, like every arc you can basically just go to every arc and it doesn't look the same because like
Yeah.
every island and things that happens over there, like the characters are just that diversely different. So they're never really the same as all. So it's
Yeah.
Right.
they have it like that.
And it's also too that you're having characters in One Piece because I don't watch it, but I can tell that there's a lot of the way they move. It has to be very fluid, especially Luffy.
They
So
do.
line work has to be very fluid, and it looks like it could change at any given moment. Because again, that's what Dragon Ball suffered from. They look stiff as fuck, like they got rigor mortis or something. And if you're doing all these movements and you want it to be flashy, you can't have it be nothing but geometric shapes because that's what Dragon Ball looked like. That's what Super suffered from. Like Goku's face, and when I'll have an example of when he fought Hit, nigga looked like an octagon at some point just because it looked nothing but corners.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with his hair, it's just all bad. Like I'm glad that they got the style that they have now. The characters look a lot better to look at.
It's just more clean. It's simple.
Yeah, you don't really have to put a lot of effort with it. And again, it's just the vibrancy with the colors. Like, I guess another point is like look back at Goku fighting Beerus, the shitty episode. Look at his color palette, and then look at the one that just got done being shown. The orange pops a lot more. I don't know why they made it more orangish red. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting color.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm glad
God
for
bless
that. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see where it goes for sure. And
Right.
yeah. What else did oh, since we were on movies a little while back, I meant to bring up yesterday I saw the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Not a bad movie actually. It had Sam Jack, Salma Hayek, and Ryan Reynolds. Like we've talked about actors before where it's like, they have these roles where like forever until forever come, right? Like Ryan Reynolds will always be to me like Deadpool in every role, but there's something like just funny, naturally funny about him. And then like him and Sam Jack and Salma Hayek, they all have like really good chemistry together. So like the jokes pretty much landed the entire movie. And yeah, I mean it's just a good popcorn flick to go see if you're bored. If you didn't see the first one, you don't really need to see the second one at all. I mean, so
It was funny because someone said that, what was her name? Saya? Hayek?
Salma Hayek, yeah.
Salma Hayek was almost trying to do like a Samuel Jackson impersonation when she was like, motherfucker.
Oh,
like,
no, like, nigga, they cuss a lot. Like, she basically, because, the way they met, like, their characters in there, so he's a hitman, Samuel Jackson, and then she's, like, a con woman. And so like when they met, it was just a match made in hell. And then like the entire movie, like she's just like they just have potty mouths. Like she's just like "Cucaracha motherfucker puta." She's just like going off on niggas. I'm just like, damn.
Oh man.
Like that shit is hilarious, bro. Like it's like a slight spoiler towards the end, so if you don't want to know, you could just click off, I guess. But it's hilarious because there's this whole running thing like throughout the movie where basically Salma Hayek's character and Sam Jack, they've been trying to have kids and they just can't because like Sam Jack messed up on one of his jobs, and it actually involved Ryan Reynolds because he's like a bodyguard, so he was trying to protect his client and he shot Sam Jack, but like he the shot like slid on his like nutsack, so it like messed up his scrotum, so he can't like have kids. And so like what ends up happening by the end of the movie is like they get done with the mission and everything, and like Salma Hayek's character makes Ryan Reynolds' character believe that he was about to get his bodyguard license back, but she ended up tricking him, and it was adoption papers. And as soon as she signed, she's like, "Oh, you're not my baby cucaracha." He was like, "What?" And he's just like, "Yeah, we adopted you now." And then Sam Jack and him are just like, "What the fuck?" And what's even worse?
Do that? You can't. How do you even adopt someone above the age of 18?
Don't ask me. She just somehow did that. And the funniest part is like they had to sit on a yacht, like go on a family trip on a yacht so they can get cleared from all the shit they did in that movie. So they basically had to all spend time together. And then like the agent who like set it up for them, he was just like, "Yeah, have fun with your parents, and oh yeah, don't ever call me again. Ever." and then like they're just on the yacht chilling, and Ryan Reynolds is driving, and like Salma Hayek and Sam Jack are just getting to it, just fucking, and he just looked, and he just went off the side and just jumped in the water. I was just like, oh no. Like that movie was actually funny.
Every experience of a child's nightmare in one go.
Yep, no, because like throughout the entire movie, they were just continually fucking, bro. And he was there for that shit, like every time. Like one of the times, they were just in the car just going at it. And he was in the trunk, and they let him out. And he's like, "Oh, God, I had to hear that entire thing. You God, like, it was a funny movie. I enjoyed it." So,
is that on HBO?
I don't know. I don't know if it is.
Theater.
Yeah, I think it might.
It's not. It's not one of those HBO movies.
Yeah.
It's one of those return to theater movies.
Yeah.
Man, I definitely want to go back to the theaters, but none of them's been open in my area yet. So
right.
That'd definitely be fun. I gotta definitely watch that movie. It sounds really funny.
Yeah, the first one's pretty good too. I don't know which one I like better. I think they're both pretty equally good because the first one like was just mainly about Sam Jack and Ryan Reynolds, and his wife was kind of like sparsely in there. But like in this one, it's like all three of them like on an adventure basically. So
because they capitalize on what the magic the first one had, and realized like having more of a character in there is actually like a good thing.
Right.
So I think that's what we went for with the second movie.
Yeah, and it worked out because, like I said, they all have great chemistry together. They work really well together, so it made it really entertaining. So, yeah, I definitely check it out. But what else do I have here? Oh, well, I'll quickly talk about this topic right here. So I already told these guys off screen. I'm not gonna talk about like intricate details about this, but I just wanted to say this as another point as to why I just don't like Massachusetts. Look, as a whole, like I'm pretty sure there's some good areas, but that's where all the rich people are at, right? Where I'm at, it's basically, the you-know-what hood, right? But man, there's a lot that's been going on here, and I just gotta say, I personally can't wait to get out of here because, there's just been some shit happening in the building and niggas shooting at each other and all types of wild ass shit. And again, I just can't wait to leave. I'll just keep it at that. I don't want to like dwell too much on it. I just can't wait to get out of here. And me and the guys have actually all talked about like the structure of the podcast actually, and how we think we're going to try to do seasons almost. And I actually had thought about an idea before Illusive had brought it up. So I think once the move is all completed and everything, we'll start season 2 and, see how that goes.
Try to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, and hopefully everything works out.
Bring some new segments to it too,
Exactly. And once I get my computer or a new computer or whatever have you, I can start doing editing and making like clips and all these different things. So that'll be great. But yeah. I mean, we have the last topic I see here, we have this Juneteenth stuff that you had posted here, Gamdo.
Yeah, just because recently it's been federally approved that Juneteenth is going to be a
new
holiday.
New holiday. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it irritates me on multiple fronts just because of the fact that for one, you have some Republican people, and I'm not trying to make it too political, but it blows my mind that you can be so racist that you don't even want a day off. Like that shit just
nope.
It's lunacy again.
They give them free day off, and it's like, no, we don't want a free day off.
But
we just don't like the name of this holiday, so we vote against this shit.
Yeah, because they're like, they want us to focus on the worst days of American history. It's like, no, it's about celebrating the freedom of being a slave, and they're just like, that's the worst part. Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's
these fucking guys.
Juneteenth is basically the day where like you were no longer a slave,
right?
And it was outlawed and stuff like that. And yeah, these guys just don't want it to be done, which, like I said, it baffles me to just hear that shit come out of people's mouths. Like Candace Owens, that lame bitch, she's over here just like, Juneteenth is so lame. I swear, I wish allegedly someone would just crack her upside the head with a brick. Just
allegedly.
She's the worst kind of coon I've ever heard. Like,
nah,
just absolutely the worst. But what probably irritated me the most about this whole thing is the fact that the flag to come with it is so ass. It does not represent black people at all. In fact, what they should have chosen were the colors. Yeah, what they should have chose is the colors of actual African people, or just black, is black, green, and red. And if anyone knows what those symbols stand for,
they could have a freaking purple color plus a watermelon right in the corner.
This
nigga.
I'm surprised they didn't actually do that, where it was like the color purple. But like this flag right here, it looks so Confederate. It looks like the most Confederate thing I've ever seen. It looks worse than the actual flag. So
they made sure to make that shit red, white, and blue. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
man.
no, because that's essentially what it is. It's literally people thinking that they could take credit, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, red, white, and blue. We were a part of it. We were a part of it." And I've already seen. I don't know how the fuck these people are so quick with it. I've seen a picture of a chick right here, a white chick, selling Juneteenth blankets with their name stamped on it, Sophie, right in the middle of the flag.
God.
I was like, damn, waste no time at all.
I mean, that's the entire freaking shtick about holiday, bro. Make money off holidays. If you're not making money off holidays, then that holiday isn't worth celebrating, bro. That's how it goes.
I mean, that is the case, but I just can tell you right now, you're definitely
every holiday, you gotta make money out of it.
You're gonna see stores talking about, get one blanket off, get the other one for free.
Yep. I mean, I'm just glad I get to have more days off now. Hey,
yep.
Fucking holiday, bro.
Yeah.
I even fucking complain about a damn holiday. That's a dumbass fucking.
Exactly.
I don't know. I just
you literally get a damn free day off and you don't want to take it because you have some kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It is definitely dumb that it took so long for this to happen. And then there's still some people that just like, I don't like it. Just say it. Just stop trying to beat around the bush with it if you don't like actual black people.
Exactly.
Yeah, just straight up say it, man. Nobody's gonna fault you. You're being truthful. Just say I don't like black people. Simple.
Yeah.
Instead of being all shady and
fucking
in the
trying to make up
about
stupid, trying to make up stupid reason like you don't like the name of the holiday. That's why you're voting against it. What the fuck does that even fucking mean? I don't like the name Christmas. That doesn't fucking mean I don't like getting presents for it.
Exactly. God, man.
Or fucking Thanksgiving. There's nothing to give thanks about, but
Especially on a day like that.
Turkey.
Like, what you're actually celebrating on that fucking holiday is
it's a fucking massacre.
It's disgusting, bro.
But yeah, let me eat my damn turkey. It doesn't mean I fucking really want to be thankful for it or thankful for anything at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there is this whole Twitch thing, but I kind of want to see how this thing evolves, just because, like, I don't know, Twitch has this. I'll just cover it real quick. Like, Twitch has this weird double standard, where it's like you can't say certain words, which I get that. Like, you shouldn't be able to say like derogatory terms towards. You shouldn't be able to say derogatory terms to certain people, like LGBT and stuff like that. Or, you know, if you're not black, you shouldn't say nigga or anything like that. Which even then, like, anyone who's black will never say that shit with the hard R, for one.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be able to say that. But Twitch, for some reason, is letting, like, these female streamers just do streams where they're, like, in a bathtub or in a jacuzzi. And
yeah, I've seen
it really makes me wonder how they're able to do this.
But the guys are getting in that trend too. You're seeing guys Twitch hot tub streams.
Yeah, but they're doing it as
hilarious.
a joke though. Yeah, they're doing it as a joke. But the thing is though, is like it really makes you wonder why these people aren't just doing OnlyFans or just going on Pornhub, because the whole point of,
they got a lot of little kids who wants to fucking be.
Yeah, that's the market. That's the move.
That's not even the worst part of it though. I guess this is gonna be a lot longer than I expect, but the worst part is just the fact these girls are on here are doing like ASMR, like licking the mic, like.
All right, come on.
You think it sounds sexy, but it doesn't. Like, I hate ASMR so much. Yeah, because it's just like, imagine if your dog was just like licking himself, or like licking a piece of the blanket. That's just what you're gonna be hearing. But I'm just so tired of seeing stuff like this, and then like there are other double standards like that. Like, if you don't have talent and you have to just use weird shit like this, or if it's something that you can be saving it for OnlyFans, why are you gonna do it on Twitch? Yeah. It's pointless. It's stupid. You're pretty much just oversaturating the market for something that's not even supposed to be used for, like Twitch. I don't know. I'm kind of going all over the place. It was just stupid. Like, it was really dumb.
Yeah.
All I can say is that this week kind of sucked. That's all I can say.
Did you hear see that news where like they've Five Nights at Freddy game director or whoever the hell owner like he got been forced to retire.
Oh wait, really?
Yep.
Yeah, he got retired because of the fact he was making donations towards
political parties.
Yeah, political parties and racist gay conversion people, which is. I don't care, to be honest. I really don't.
I don't care either, but I don't know why people find the need of if you don't like a person's opinion and where they're spending their money, what does that have to do
with you? Seriously, it doesn't.
I mean, I can understand you just straight up not buying that product. That is another way to boycott and protest against a person. But why are you threatening the person's family and livelihood and shit? Because this man was legitimately getting threats against him and his family, bro. I'm like, wow, that's some stupid shit right there, man.
That's what happens, and that's the thing. That's why it's because I think cancel culture is starting to become talked about more and more, because more people are actually starting to combat it. Because the whole thing is, honestly, it might sound extreme. It's almost murder, because you're essentially trying to take away someone's livelihood.
But that's the thing, though. Cancel culture and toxicity, now it's just going hand in hand, because you could do cancel culture without freaking being toxic about it.
Yeah,
But
I mean, the
there's
same thing
just
with the
pretty
Me
much
Too
have
movement.
combined that shit now. So it's just like hard to tell what is how to tell like very hard to tell what is apart from the other. It's just like I don't know. It's fucking stupid because like you could cancel a person without even having to like go and personally attack the person. Just where they get that money from, right? Fucking don't buy that product. It's that simple.
But I mean, like these
Why,
people
why are
want.
you attacking that life like that freaking family and like personal lives and shit, man? Come on.
No, it's because they sent like that's the thing. Cancel culture people who are like proud cancel culture people, they essentially want to kill them. That's the best way. Like I said, they don't want them to have a livelihood. They don't want them to be able to work. They want them to be homeless. And it's just so weird when stuff like that happens because these are the same people. They're like, oh yeah, we want to
Bring
have like
peace and yeah,
mental health
mental health and
awareness and stuff like that.
equality and acceptance for everybody. Really? You're
Yeah,
gonna
but
say one thing and say something else again?
Yep.
yeah, it's
Get
the
the fuck
same
out of
thing
here,
with
man.
people who are like oh like guys, you need to have mental health awareness because especially for men because they go through a lot of stuff and it goes unspoken, but then at the same time these same people are like, oh, you're a privileged person right here. Check your privilege, you cunt. Like fuck your mental health. It's just again it's that double standard thing that happens, and it doesn't solve anything. And these people don't think too. If you're gonna silence someone and they're just gonna go away and just push it under the rug, they're still there. They're just under a rug.
Yeah.
Some people might just disappear, other people don't, and a lot of people aren't doing that. Like, what happens when you get rid of if people aren't scared of you anymore? They fight back. That's
Right.
the whole point. And people just think, oh, if I cancel this person right here and I get them fired, they're not going to retaliate.
No.
No,
You
they'll go
push
to
them into a
another
corner.
job.
Yeah. You
Yeah, they'll
push
go
them
to
into a
another
well
job.
back of a corner now. So guess what? They don't give a shit anymore.
Nope. Sometimes they'll do some heinous crimes. Other times they'll go to another job, like a pharmacy that affects people's health.
Yep.
People don't think
And,
about stuff like that.
and now the consequences of the chain reaction just continues.
Yep.
Exactly. Like I said, everything has a good and I see things like that on a coin. Everything has a good side. Everything has a bad side. I think the Me Too movement has done a really good job exposing all those fuckos and stuff like that. But it also
It created
created
its own
a
problem.
lot of toxicity and lack of a consequence for the side that's trying to promote it. Like I Gamergate thing is another example too, just because the fact that okay, gaming was a primarily male dominated uh thing, but now women are actually gamers too. It's very split half and half. But at the same time, you're trying to cancel these games that don't need to be canceled just because of the fact that they're like the Hitman, for example. Like he does not going into a strip club to kill strippers. He has to kill someone else. But you have people like Anna Sarkeesian who are like, oh my gosh, this is what happens to the male fans. They just want to kill women. That's not true.
Well, you know how every story goes. Like you could tell a story from one perspective, and yeah, and people will just believe it because like you just tell a story from one side of the coin instead of just like telling the whole story. It always happens, man.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is true.
Fuck it. It's one of the reason why we got Take Two, diversity and inclusion. That's one of the bad signs of what happened, what Gamergate does to gaming. I don't care what nobody says. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done with that. Fuck this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you guys are ready, we could wrap it up. I said wrap it up. Fuck. All right. Then.
Yeah, let me get a chicken salad out of that.
All right, then. Guys, you already know what it is. KB Podcast, episode 20. Thank you for listening. If you did make it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. And we will catch you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.